Like Bauman's model, Dechow and few of his research partners created a model which consisted something called a persistence factor. The valuation was given in this format: V0 is equal to B0 plus sum of residual incomes till finite period, once again, R into Bt minus 1 by 1 plus T to the power. Here you notice a difference from Bauman's model. This one considers time from t is equal to 1 till t is equal to t minus 1, and the terminal value goes something like this: E at time t minus R into B t minus 1 divided by 1 plus R minus persistent factor, which is given by this small letter omega, multiplied by 1 plus R to the power t minus 1. So, what is this persistence factor? Let's see what this is. The value of this omega ranges from 0 till 1. Now, the first case, if omega is equal to 0, what happens is V0 becomes B0 plus sum of t from t is equal to 1 to t minus 1. Similarly, Et minus R into Bt minus 1 by 1 plus R, this is R, to the power t minus 1 plus omega is equal to 0, right? Therefore, this becomes same expression, the terminal earnings, residual income, that is the terminal residual income, divided by nothing but 1 plus R to the power t. So, we might well write this as sum of t from 1 to t, capital T, E at t minus R into book value at t minus 1 by 1 plus R to the power t. This expression basically becomes like this when omega is 0, that is, there is 0 persistence. When there is 0 persistence, there is basically at 0 persistence, there is no terminal value. There is no terminal value. Residual incomes end at time t. So, this is basically deciding, omega is basically deciding how the residual income fades, whether it fades or not. If omega is equal to 0, then residual income ceases to exist, that is, it fades after t is equal to t, fades completely, fades completely. Now, let us see case 2, when omega is equal to 1. In this case, what will be the valuation? V0 is equal to B0 plus sum of t is equal to from 1 to t minus 1, earnings at t minus required return multiplied by book value at t minus 1 divided by 1 plus r to the power t, plus earnings at capital T, that is the terminal time, minus r into bt minus 1 divided by 1 plus r minus 1 into 1 plus r to the power t. This 1 and 1 cancel out, right? So what remains is only the r. Now let's say we have a value of 100. If we divide it by, say, let's say 0.10, what does it become, guys? It becomes 1000, right? So this is the same impact that a persistence of 1 has on this terminal value. It actually amplifies this terminal value and gives the entire valuation and a kind of an enhancement. So this becomes V0 becomes B0 plus this summation value till t minus 1 plus an enhanced value Et minus r bt minus 1 divided by r multiplied by 1 by 1 plus r to the power t. Sorry, this will be t minus 1. So this is how the value is expressed when the persistence is 1. That is when the persistence is perfect. When omega is equal to 1, that is persistence is maximum, V0 is enhanced because residual income sustains and amplifies the terminal value. Let's take one example here. Let's say a company has a initial book value of 100. Its required return is 10%. Earnings at time 1, 2 and 3 are earnings at 1, 2 and 3 are let's say it is 12, it is 15, it is 17. And the dividends at all these places are 1. Okay. The persistence factor for the company is 0.75. And this persistent factor is applicable from t is equal to 4. We need to find out the value of this company. So let's get on with the process. We already know the expression, guys. V0 is equal to B0 plus sum of t is equal to 1 till 4 minus 1, that is 3, into earnings at t minus r b into t at r into b at t minus 1 divided by 1 plus r to the power t plus E4 minus r into b3 by 1 plus r minus omega into 1 plus r to the power 4 minus 1, which is 3. We write it again. This is 100 plus, okay, let us find out the book values B1, B2 and B3 first. B1 is equal to 100 plus earnings at time 1, that is 12, minus 1 is equal to 111. B2 is equal to 111 plus earnings at time T2 15 minus 1. This is 125. B3 is equal to 125 plus earnings minus dividend. This is 141. Now we will use these values to calculate our residual incomes for the first 3 times, right? Is equal to 100 plus, we have to find out t is equal to 1, what is the value? So earnings at t is equal to 1 is 12. 12 minus required return. What is the required return, guys? 10%. 0.10 into B0, which is 100, divided by 1.10 to the power 1 plus the next earnings is 15 minus 0.10 into B1, which is 111, divided by 1.10 to the power 2 plus 17 minus 0.10 into 125 plus earnings minus dividend. This is 141. Now we will use these values to calculate our residual incomes for the first 3 times, right? Is equal to 100 plus, we have to find out t is equal to 1, what is the value? So earnings at t is equal to 1 is 12. 12 minus required return. What is the required return, guys? 10%. 0.10 into B0, which is 100, divided by 1.10 to the power 1 plus the next earnings is 15 minus 0.10 into B1, which is 111, divided by 1.10 to the power 2 plus 17 minus 0.10 into B2. B2 is 125 by 1.10 to the power 3 plus, we have missed out on one point here. The point is earnings at time 4 needs to be mentioned also. So earnings at time 4, let's say it is 20. Okay. So this will be earnings at time 4, which is 20 minus 0.10 into B3. B3 is 141 by 1.10 minus 0.75 into 1.10 cube, that is T minus 1, capital T minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, this is cube. This will be 100 plus, let's calculate the values guys, 12 minus 10 divided by 1.1, so 1.818 plus 15 minus 11.1 divided by 1.1 square, this comes to 3.22. (17 minus 12.5 divided by 1.1 cube is 3.38 plus 20 minus 14.1 divided by 0.35 divided by 1.1 cube. This is 12.66 or 12.665. Now we add these values up, plus 3.38 plus 3.22 plus 1.818 plus 100. This is equal to 121. Now guys, this is our final value, right? What if the persistence was 0? There was no persistence. If omega was 0, then this expression would have been (20 minus 0.10 into 141 by 1.10 to the power 4. This would be equal to 20 minus 14.1 divided by 1.10 to the power 4. This would be equal to 4.03 approximately. So the value would have been reduced by how much? 4.03 minus 12.665. So the value would be less by value would be less by 8.635. or V0 at omega is equal to 0 would be equal to 112.36. So this is the impact, guys, of a high persistence.